The box for the Fluval FX-6 says that it's suitable for aquariums up to 400 gallons. But is it overkill for a 75-gallon tank? Maybe. Maybe not. Let's talk about it. Hey folks, it's John with KG Tropicals. Super excited to be here with you today to talk about installing the Fluval FX-6 onto this 75-gallon aquarium. This filter, folks, is one of the true powerhouses in the canister filter world. If this is your first time stopping by one of my videos and you like this kind of content about keeping fish in glass boxes, why don't you click that subscribe button down below and also click that little bell next to it. That way you get a notification every time I put up a new video. We're putting up content every single week, and I do 2 live streams every single week. They're a ton of fun. You're not going to want to miss out on that. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know I'm a Fluval guy. I've never really kept that a secret. I love the brand. If I need something and Fluval makes it, that's what I'm gonna get. It's just one of my things. I love anything that comes from that brand. And even more specifically, I love the FX-6. I've loved it ever since it came out. Even before it, when it was the FX-5, I loved that filter. I've always been a big fan. So much of a big fan that I've got 4 of them. So when it came time to filter this tank, it was a no-brainer. I had it, I might as well use it. But is it overkill for this tank? Well, yeah. But the thing is, when I decided I was gonna get this tank, I knew I was gonna put African cichlids in it. And when it comes to African cichlids, you always want to filter big.
That's what she said.
But you can still call it overkill. But overkill is never a bad thing when it comes to fish keeping, especially with African cichlids. According to the manufacturer's specs, this filter processes 563 gallons of water per hour, which means it's going to turn this tank over 7.5 times per hour.
Wow.
With this being an African cichlid tank, big filtration is a must. I usually recommend to people that they go overboard when filtering an African cichlid tank, so I guess I need to practice what I preach. I want this tank to be perfect. I want it to be clean and show really well in my videos. Having larger filtration it's just gonna make my job easier. And like I said, I already had it sitting around, so why not use it? Now I wanna make something very clear. When I said that this big filter on this tank is gonna make my life easier, I am not saying that I'm gonna have to do less work. There's a lot of people that feel like you put a big filter on a tank, then you don't have to do any work. That's just not true. I and you, if you get one of these, are gonna have to still do our job and be a responsible fish keeper, keep up with your maintenance, keep up with your water changes. Having a big filter doesn't change any of that. It just keeps the water a little cleaner, and when the water's cleaner, everything works better, everybody's happier, fish are happier, life is easier. Now in a second, I'm gonna go through everything that I put inside of this, and I'm gonna show you how I installed it. But before I do that, I wanna talk for a minute to the new fish keeper. If you are setting up your first aquarium and you're doing your research on this now, you don't need to go to these extremes. You don't need to put a massive filter on your tank. What I do recommend to anyone that's coming into this hobby though, is always filter double what your aquarium calls for. Here's what I'm talking about. If you're getting a 20-gallon tank, get a filter for a 40-gallon. If you're getting a 30-gallon, get a filter for a 60-gallon. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. All right, so to get this thing started, the first thing I did was I performed a general cleaning on the filter. This is a used filter. I've been using it for years, and I just wanted it to be perfect when I started up on this new tank. I did clean these filters out when I moved, but again, I just wanted it to be perfect. Now you can see me starting to assemble the trays here. The middle tray is where the biological media is going to go, and that's what I just used. The Fluval disc things, I don't even know what they're called. They come with the filter, so I just went ahead and used that in the middle. But now we need to talk about the chemical filtration. So in the chemical tray of this filter, I started off with Purigen because it just works. It's one of my favorite products, helps to control nitrate, nitrite, and ammonia, the 3 things that fish keepers hate the most. I also used some of Fluval's carbon. I am old school. I like to put carbon in my tanks. And I added an additional bag of the Zeo carb Now this is something with the tank being cycled and all of that. It's going to be nice to have something in there that can help with ammonia control. So now I'm cutting up one of these Fit Right pads, I think is what they're called. I don't know. It's this pad that you buy and you cut it to size, and I didn't do a very pretty job of it, but that's going to go in the top tray, which is kind of where like a polishing pad would go. They didn't have any at the store when I went to get them, so I just bought one of these and cut it up, and it doesn't look pretty, but it's going to be inside and nobody's ever going to see it, so who cares? Now, I was showing you Purigen earlier. This is a product that I definitely believe in, folks. If you want to pick up some of that, head over to aquariumcoop.com. When you order yours, put Tank Talk in the promo box at checkout, and Corey is going to give you a 10% discount. You can't lose. And while you're there, pick up one of these bad boys. These intake sponges are the ultimate filter hack. They are absolutely wonderful. It's going to cut down on filter maintenance. It's going to stop a lot of the nasty stuff from getting down in the filter, which is going to mean you have to maintain your filter less. So that's beautiful. You can't lose. Now the FX-6 comes with these nice brackets that mount onto the lip of your aquarium that hold the hoses in place. These are actually nice because the hoses are big and they are very rigid, and these clips help to hold it in place and just keeps everything neater. You can see it there with the camera wiggling all over the place. It makes it very neat and finished looking so that you don't have these giant hoses sticking out. As far as the output for the tank, it's very simple. I just put it on the opposite corner from the intake and it works every single time. With the intake and the return mounted to the back of the aquarium, all that was left now was to snap the hoses into the top of the canister, it's that simple. They just snap into place. Could not be easier, and there it sits in all its glory. I did fill it about 2/3 of the way with water before even putting it into the cabinet. That's what the manufacturer calls for to help with getting it all primed up. So now it's just a matter of sitting here and waiting for it to fill up.
I think you're gonna need fish.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, the filter's all installed, it's all working, and it's been working beautifully. In fact, it's been installed for about a month now. I recorded this video a few weeks ago, and the footage was just not right. I have a brand new camera, I had it all set up wrong, and I had to do it all over again. And now I'm finally getting a chance to do that. But it's been running for a while, and it's been running beautifully. It's very quiet, it's very efficient, and it filters the water very, very well. So if you are in the market for a new filter, you're looking for a large canister filter for whatever size tank you're using, if you're considering the FX-6, I am a huge fan. I absolutely love it. You cannot go wrong with this filter. I mean, but I guess I'm a little biased. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to listen to me, but I love the brand. I love this product. This is actually the product that got me to fall in love with Fluval. So there you go. I would highly recommend it to anyone. Do you have to put it on a 75 gallon? Is it a bit extreme? Yeah, it is, but you know what? It can't hurt. If you can afford it, do it. It's an expensive filter. The filter's going to cost you more than the tank, but hey, do what's right for your pets. So there you go. I hope you were able to get something out of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, why don't you do me the favor of clicking that like button down below. If you didn't, click dislike. It doesn't really matter. It all goes to the same place. So just go down there and click stuff. I don't care which one you click. On the next video, we're going to talk about the light that I chose for this tank that I ordered from Aquarium Co-op. That's going to be a great video. I'm actually going to record it right now, but I'm not going to put it up for a few more days after this one. So be looking forward to that. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss that. And other than that, the only other thing that I have to say to you is, folks, these things that we have right here, These are not decorations sitting in the corner of the room just to be admired. There are living things in this tank. You need to do your job and take care of your fish. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.